I had a host of offers from A, B, C, the likes of FMS, SPJM, even XLRI too. However, I chose Masters Union.
For me, ABC were the top choices. You give CAT. So I got fairly like 93 percentile. I got converts from almost all the CAP colleges. So when I applied to Masters Union and I got in, to me, I kept Masters Union in the tier 1 category.
I was looking for a program that fit into my criteria of what MBA was for. No other college that I had an offer from, like even the foreign universities that I applied to, was offering me this opportunity to connect with the founders and giving me the network opportunities to land into jobs like Chief of Staff and Founders Office.
Got offers from IIM Trichy, IIM Udaipur, Ranchi, IIT Kharagpur and PGP Finance and IIM Kozhikode. I heard a lot about Masters Union and it became very clear to me that this is the place that I have to go to.
Why are we here sitting at Masters Union today?
I don't know.
We'll find out soon.
I'm lost.
So today, the episode is just about that. We're going to find out why all of us are sitting here today and why not anywhere else. To start with my introduction, I'm Ashna Bhardwaj. I have 2 years work ex in research and consulting sector, and I aim to pivot into management consulting, and I have a strong interest in climate and sustainability. Now on to Doctor. You'll soon get to know why.
Yeah, so hello everyone. My name is Dr. Ayush Narayan Jha. I completed my MBBS from Calcutta Medical College, and after that I pivoted my entire career into the management field, and I ended up here at Masters Union, and I'm happy here than ever.
Yeah, I'm Jovial Alex. I did my mechanical engineering and I used to be a developer for 2.5 years. And I used to be a freelancer. I used to do motion design, a lot of visual design stuff. And I cleared my CFA level 1 and now here I am at Masters Union.
Hi, I'm Yash Aditya. I've been a serial entrepreneur for the last 5 years, specifically in the edtech space. And right now I'm here with you guys enjoying my MBA journey, and I'm here to share my insights.
Hi, I'm Sneha. I've done my economic honors from SRCC, and I have 2 years of work ex in impact consulting and a tech for good startup. And now I'm here doing my MBA at Masters Union. It's been a great and amazing and fun-filled journey, and looking forward to much more.
Hi, my name is Yash. I have about 6 years of experience in finance industry. I've been an investment banker and I have my own startup too. And I'm looking to build on to that. And I want to give the regular Indian voter the most coveted credentials for a politician.
Amazing introduction, guys. I honestly love you all. Now, coming on to the first question that was kind of thrown at us was, what were some of the most important factors that we considered while choosing our MBA college?
Yeah, so for me, other than placements, I think the network you build and the brand value which gets added to your CV once you do a professional degree such as an MBA is the most important factor. And for that, expanding on that point, say Masters Union being a very new and upcoming college, it still does not have that alumni network as of now, but because of the masters who come in and the kind of peers we have had over the last 2-3 batches, the network is already there, up strong, and I think in the coming years it will become better and better.
So for me, it was very simple. So I really thrived on working and seeing all the other B schools, which were very much, very conventional, and all we had to do was mug up a lot of things and study a lot of things. And over here, in that 1-year program that we had, we got a lot of hands-on opportunities to work on projects and stuff, which I felt like was work. And that is something, like I initially said, something that I thrive on. So that is my biggest reason why I came to Masters Union. And I felt like I could work for 1 more year while studying and meeting a lot of really cool people.
To add to your point, like my expectations were similar. Having been in the entrepreneurial space for like last 5 years, I wanted to join a college which like actually enhanced my capabilities and my skill set, rather than going with the traditional route of like giving you the basic knowledge of like all the general subjects required and not the practical aspects. And clearly, like having spoken to the like previous cohort people and the masters who were coming here, Masters Union was clearly something different, and I knew that this place would enhance my skill set rather than enforce something that has been traditionally acceptable in the education ecosystem of India right now. So yeah, those were my reasons. Yeah.
I think I would just like to add to Doctor's point, like the most amazing differentiating factor was getting to learn from the industry experts during the classroom. Like we've had classes taken by people who are MD, CEO, partner, principals of one of the best consulting firms that exist in the world, and like getting an opportunity to learn from them during classroom was just an amazing experience for me. So yeah.
For me, it was primarily location and the flexibility that this college offers, while the conventional college does not offer. Reason being that I've been working for the last 6 years, I don't want to follow conventionalities of doing everything, but I want to capitalize on my already prior experience that I have. And the fact that, let's just say that conventional system goes on to build a lot of things for you, but other than that, I want to do something where I'm at the core of building something rather than something that has already been built.
Amazing. I think I really liked your point where you said, not only alumni networks, but also master networks that we're building here. And I'm sure the alumni network will get way stronger now, as years pass by. I think another question that there was that how did we shortlist final interviews that, the final colleges that came to us and, where we would interview ultimately. So any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So basically, during my MBBS days, when I decided that I want to go on to do management, I had only considered कि I'll do an MBA from ABC, and other colleges were not even in my consideration. So, but once I came to know about Masters Union, it opened my mind to the possibility that there is something which is beyond the ordinary, which is being offered here. So, be it the tech-driven or the tech-focused business management aspect of it, or be it the innovative and the fast-paced curriculum, so which attracted me. So once I gave CAT, Masters Union was one of my top shortlists, and I ultimately ended up.
Yeah, so considering my previous experiences, I wanted to get into product management. And when I was talking to alumni from other colleges, what I found out was their product management courses were very outdated. And when I talked to our seniors from Masters Union, product management was something that they gave so much importance to. And I felt like this is a place that I have to go to in order to reach where I want to reach. And that was one major reason why I came here. And also the kind of companies that come over here, which are very good startups, and that is exactly what I wanted to get into, wherein I would have a lot of responsibility to do and build a lot of great products. So this is my major motivation to choose Masters Union over any other college.
So the two reasons for me to have Masters Union on my primary list rather than any other college was because, first of all, I after this entrepreneurial experience, I wanted to actually work with founders who have achieved much more than what I have. Like, for example, they have Series B, C funding, and they have already made a space in the Indian economic ecosystem. So, Masters Union positioning was so unique that the students from the previous cohort are getting placed into companies like Hike and that too in founders office roles, chief of staff roles. That opportunity attracted me. Okay, maybe this college can be the focal point or the catalyst for me to get there. And that was my primary motivation to get here. And other than that, considering all the options that I had, some foreign universities and CAP IIMs, I think the choice was pretty clear for me.
So mine is a little different answer. I interviewed for all the colleges I got shortlisted for. And the only reason was because before my Masters Union interview, I really wanted to be prepared. I wanted to know what are questions are being asked. And I'm coming from economic honors background. So I knew that 80% of my interview will be based on technical questions from economics. And I was really worried about that. So I took all the interviews before Masters Union. And surprisingly, my Masters Union interview was exactly opposite to what other interviews were. It was just communication and conversation, very free flowing. So it helped me because I was very confident because of my other 8 interviews. So it helped me prepare a lot better for Masters Union interview.
So why I chose to come here, the reason being that I did not want to invest, first of all, 2 years in getting the MBA degree. I did not want to follow the conventionals. Also, being here in Gurgaon, it also aligned with other priorities that I have, and I wanted the flexibility of being able to do just more than following my curriculum and building just on that. So yeah, the choice was very clear for me where I wanted to join.
Amazing answer, guys. Thank you so much for that. Now, going on to the next question, what were some of the colleges that we were absolutely convinced that were for us, and what was the reason behind that?
Okay, so as I already mentioned, I was only looking forward towards the ABCs when I thought I'll go on to do an MBA. And I gave CAT and I scored a 98 percentile overall. But the problem was that I scored a 99 and a 53 percentile in cons. So that led to a lot of IIMs having that criteria of a 75 percentile in each section, disqualifying me from their process. But IIM Rohtak is a college which has a criteria of having more than 95. So I had a call and a convert from there. But I chose MU because of the reasons as we all discussed. And I'm happy that I made this choice.
Yeah, so same reason, like again, starting my whole CAT preparation, the only colleges that I wanted to get into were ABC. And that didn't happen, unfortunately. I had 97 percentile and I had 90% sectionals as well. So got offers from IIM Trichy, IIM Udaipur, Ranchi, IIT Kharagpur and PGP Finance and IIM Kozhikode. But then again, I heard a lot about Masters Union, and again, for all the reasons that I said previously, it became very clear to me that this is the place that I had to go to.
Same as Jovial, like I had offers from the CAP IIMs, and I had converted a few. I had a converted call from an IIMS Mumbai as well, core program. But again, I was looking for a program that fit into my criteria of what MBA was for me. And like I said, no other college that I had an offer from, like even the foreign universities that I applied to, was offering me this opportunity to connect with the founders and giving me the network opportunities to land into jobs like chief of staff and founders office. So yeah, like I think the choice was obvious.
So I had offers from like two different pool of colleges. One was like IMT, XIMB, IMI Delhi, all of these colleges, and then I got offers from IIM Vizag, Nagpur, Bodh Gaya. So I was really confused between IIM Vizag and Masters Union because, like, first of all, the IIM tag, and because Vizag is a really good college, I've heard. But then I started talking to the alums, and like all the points that we just discussed, Masters Union had clearly like a lot of benefits and a lot of advantages over IIM Vizag. Plus, another reason was Visakhapatnam, Vizag, the location I was not really convinced because it's like really far, and in terms of recruitments and people coming to hire, that's a little drawback. That is a drawback for everyone. So I think that's why I chose Masters Union.
I had a host of offers from ABC, the likes of FMS, SPGen, even XLRI too. However, I chose Masters Union, the only reason being that, choosing what everybody does not really make you a standout person. I think if you engage in a community that is building and you're able to achieve whatever you wanted to there, it definitely makes a bigger mark than being somebody from a pool that has already established its legacy. It's about creating your own legacy rather than adjusting in somebody else's legacy, right?
So for me, again, it was like ABC were the top choices. But, you give CAT. So I got fairly like 93 percentile, and I got converts from almost all the CAP colleges. And honestly, I was very grateful that I got from each and every one of them. But, something in my mind was still ticking where I still wanted more. There's that greed or that wanting to do more and more and achieve more. So for that, and, when I applied to Masters Union and I got in, so to me, I kept Masters Union in the tier 1 category with the ABCs. So if not ABCs, Masters Union was my choice always. So yeah, that's how I landed up there. And yeah, so I think the next question for us was the holy question, which is about how did we find about Masters Union? So let's go ahead with that.
Yeah, so I think the online presence, what Masters Union has created, is perhaps the highest in our country. I don't think even IIMs have this level of engagement and content which is available online. So yeah, I came to know about Masters Union, I think, from YouTube, I think. And then I also started seeing their ads on Instagram, and ultimately ended up on their website, ended up applying, and it has been ever since.
So mine is an interesting story. So I did not know about Masters Union until I had given my CAT. And after giving CAT, I met up with one of my seniors from school after 6 years. And I was talking to him about life, just catching up with life generally. And then I was telling him about all the different things that I was doing. I was doing a lot of freelance work. I had my full-time job and I did CFA. So all of those things. And he was like, oh, you did a lot of things. Like, it's not really quantifiable in IIM terms. Like, you can't really say that you have done a lot of things. All that they care is sectionals and percentiles and all of that. And that he told me Masters Union is a really good opportunity wherein they actually account for all of these things that you've done, and their whole selection process is very holistic. And I went through the whole website, their whole application process, spoke to a few people, and it really, reinforced whatever he said. And that was big enough win for me to, start thinking about Masters Union and, apply for Masters Union.
Yeah, my story is also, I think, pretty interesting, I would say. the way that I had got to know about Masters Union was actually through one of the founding members of Masters Union, Dr. Narendra Jadhav. So he's a member of parliament. And he actually came to my UG college, and there, he told me about a college that they're building, which is going to, have a very new learning methods and be very innovative and everything. And while I did not think much about that, so 2-3 years later down the line, when I got to know about Masters Union and I got to know about that he's the founding member, so then I connected the dots and I got to know about the college and, him being a very like a huge personality and the college doing so well. So it just fit perfectly for me.
I think I'll be a little different. I'm a little different from you guys in this situation because I didn't even know about Masters Union, like YouTube and social media presence and all. I actually got to hear about Masters Union from a client. And like this guy is like a super genius working in Bangalore. Like he already has like 3-4 startups. I'm not comfortable revealing his name. So I generally told him like, okay, bro, yeah, why don't you pursue an MBA because you're already doing so well. He said, I don't want to go for something traditional. I'll only go to Masters Union if I have to. I was like I don't even know which college is this and all. And then it was like jumping into a rabbit hole of innovation and discovering the whole Masters Union ecosystem, and that got me excited.
So I got to know about Masters Union from my colleague at office. So I used to look at the colleges and searched the colleges during my office hours, and she saw me being so stressed and tensed about all this research that is going on, and she just looked at my screen and she told me that why don't you apply for Masters Union, and I had no idea about it. And during that time only I started researching and googling, and I went to the website, and at that moment I actually told her that I'm not applying because I know that I will not get through it, like I will not clear the interview. So I was that level of not sure about MU and my capability of getting into MU. But then later on, I started spending my Masters Union, and then I started spending my time on the resume and all the application and the course curriculum that we were supposed to design. And then I was lucky enough to get into this.
My story is a tad different from all of you. So I have an elder cousin brother. He is in XLRI Jamshedpur campus. He's in Delhi campus now. He's in second year. When he had applied and I was preparing for CAT, he got some 97 percentile and he said that I'm applying to Masters Union and they've asked me to give MU back even after getting some 97 percentile in CAT. And I was like, okay, this sounds a little challenging to me that even after getting a decent score, you still have to give their exam after that. And then I found out about this college, but it was pretty late by then, so I applied the next year. Yeah, and that's how I came about to being. And then I have a few relationships with like MBA preparatory platforms, and they told me more about Masters Union, and that was pretty exciting to know that something else is happening in this country.
Now the next question is something that that will be very, I think, close to you guys, because as of now, like when we're talking, we're also simultaneously receiving LinkedIn messages on how to apply, what's the application process and all that. So the question is that, how was the application journey for us, and were there any special moments that you remember while you were applying? So, something on that lines.
Interesting. I basically gave CAT and I applied to Masters Union during my working days when I was working as a junior doctor. So it was a very busy weeks. I had to work over around 90 hours per week, and it was hectic. But I was very excited about the entire process. It was very different from what a normal application generally looks like. You had to upload a video essay, and you had to. So there was this question in our application ki, what is one course which you would like to take? The wording was in a way ki, which you would like to take. So I thought it's asking me ki, what can I go and teach there? So I answered that question on that basis. But later I realized it was asking ki, what course am I interested in or something like that. But the funny thing is that now here we have things like brown bag lunches where you actually have to take a class and you have to teach your batchmates. So it's very fun. Yeah.
So yeah, the application process was very extensive and I thoroughly loved every step of it. Like it was 10 different pages about 10 different things about you. And you got an opportunity wherein you could explain about your life. Because I had filled numerous forms from all the other B schools and it was just one page where you just mention what your personnel is, what your 10th, 12th is and sectionals are. And then 3 questions which are very generic. But Masters Union had such tailor-made questions which really wanted to assess who you are as a person. And that was very fulfilling for me to answer. And yeah, the application just kept going like that. And also there was this question for which we had to submit a video answer. And that was something that I'd never done in my life. So it took me way out of my comfort zone. And from the application itself, it's been taking me out of my comfort zone and making me do things that I otherwise wouldn't do, which has taught me a lot of things. So again, I'm just very happy to have applied and gone through that whole thing to get where we are right now.
For me, two things stood out in my application journey. One was the fact that I gave the interview in a fairly different place, in a different city where I was not in my comfort zone. So I was thoroughly unprepared for the interview, I could say. But it went well, I think. that's why I'm here. And the second thing is, I really love the question on the video thing. And I really also loved my answer because I chose to focus on, Zomato's sustainability initiative on, choosing the option of, cutlery. Yeah. So I talked about that, and I thought that if a college is making me talk about some things that I really love in any way possible, so that college is for me, and I'm for the college. So that is, what I loved about the journey.
Similarly, like what you said, the whole application process, like I was speaking to one of my friends during the whole, application phase, and like they clearly mentioned that application process is also a process of self-discovery. Just like you said, that the master's application form like made me revisit every aspect of my life again, and like also question it. Okay, I did well here, I didn't do well here, and like it gave me an opportunity to come back on the camera. Like I used to teach for an academy as an educator, and being back in the front of a camera, it was like really cool for me because you had to sum up a concept in 2 minutes, and yeah, it was great. And similarly, like what Ashna said, that the whole interview process was like I would say different, because just like what Sneha said, my interview was taken by Francis sir. Francis Rubello sir, he teaches organizational behavior. I was expecting that there'll be so many technical questions and all that, but the whole interview was about, he was judging me as a human being also, and not just the business student in me, but also the human. So yeah, it was a completely different experience compared to what the other application process.
So adding on to everyone's point, actually the application process motivated us to, think out of the box. And I don't know if you guys remember, there was this one brownie question where we had to find the hidden statement.
I still couldn't find it.
Emails. Yeah, even I couldn't find it.
I found it.
You found it.
Yeah, I found
But
it.
that was like very unique. We all applied to IIMs forms and all, and there was nothing very unique or out of the box. That was just like Joel mentioned, your marks and your curriculum. So that moment only I knew that Masters is actually different. Like it's different from other colleges. Plus, they gave an opportunity to like make our own course, design our own curriculum. And I really love psychology. So I got a chance to actually build business psychology course, and made me think what all can actually be included in a course and what I want to learn. So that really motivated me to push me also just during the application process.
So yeah, like Sneha stole my point here about the hidden message that I was just for brownie points. But then yeah, like getting into the application part, it was very extensive. It was very holistic in nature, and I found that, like again, Yash said that it's a lot of self-discovery too, because in day-to-day course of life, you don't really reflect back on what you've done or what you have been doing or what you want to do. You just get on with the program. Every morning you wake up and you're like, okay, I have to satisfy this. Get on with the day, and then the day ends. But then like filling the Masters Union application, it took me a while to also like fill it out completely. I couldn't do it in a day. I had to take help, which is not something like me. I usually don't take help to find and like fill applications for that matter, but I had it vetted, and I felt that the gravity of the particular application was, it required me to basically go out and seek that what am I doing, what I have done, and how do I articulate it better. And from then, from the video standpoint, I'm a very camera conscious person. I try avoiding cameras, but then the larger goal that I have in mind, it is to face crowds and address them for that matter. So I thought this would be a good platform. If this is where we are starting, I think we will end up somewhere where I get on with basically being able to face crowds and cameras and being able to thoroughly articulate whatever I want to say and reach to the larger masses.
The next question is, what's the most vivid memory for you guys here at Masters Union so far?
So basically in term one, we are giving a project which is the dropshipping challenge, where you have to operate a dropshipping business, run your inventory, do the dropshipping, do the shipping, everything. So for that, we had a dropshipping mailer day where we had to set up our own stalls and basically sell as to real customers in real time in the real world. And so for me, that was one of the first times I was on the other side of the table, where I had to be the one who is trying to sell bed sheets to potential customers, telling them about the prints, about the artisans. And it was a surreal experience. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We earned around, I think, 70,000 rupees in a single day, a team of 5. And it was a monumental experience. And I think one of my best memories here at MU.
So for me, one of the best memories was recently we had gone to IIM Bangalore for case competitions, and it was like 25 of us from college, and probably there were like 70 people over there, and 25 of us there from Masters Union. And there were 4 competitions in total over there, and obviously, so 12 prizes, and we ended up winning 6 prizes out of it. And this was even the person who was actually announcing the results. He also was so baffled by it that he was like, by the time it was the 4th prize, he was like, oh, there's something very special about this college. It just keeps coming again and again. And yet again, it's Master Student, and that's how we announced the results. And that was just, I literally got goosebumps. I didn't win that day. My teammates won, but I was so happy that he said that. There was so much recognition. There was so much, like, I felt like we were heard, and we were doing significantly better than a lot of students who were out there on a national level, that too, at IIM Bangalore. So yeah, that was my best memory so far.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
She was there.
And the winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so many memories, honestly, very difficult to choose one. But I would say, the orientation week was something that still does not, go out of memory, where we had so many things, so many games and so many different activities that you wouldn't expect from a traditional B school, where it would be just, telling about the curriculum, about the college and the campus. But this was so different. Like we had so many team building games and sessions. We had a lot of, roundtable conversations with, for example, I had with Mr. Sandeep Kochar, and whom I'm still in contact till this day. Then meeting Accenture's ex-MD and playing laser tag in the same day, So it was just amazing for me and something I can't forget till this day.
So my best memory of MU till now is, you may remember that we had organized a small blood stem cell donation camp in collaboration with DKMS. It's a not-for-profit blood cancer institute based out of Germany. And I was in touch with the team for like a month, and they said that we usually don't get a lot of responses from MBA colleges, campuses in general. And I was so excited about the whole response that we got from not just the cohort but from the admin staff and everyone part of Masters Union, that we ran out of forms and the collection kits that day. And the DKMS team was absolutely baffled by the response. And yeah, I got to see the human side of the institute, and it was an amazing day for me.
So for me, one of the best memories was when I got selected for Masters Union Product Management Fellowship. So my most preferred domain is product management, and I just gave it a shot and I got selected, and I actually got an opportunity to work with the product team of Masters Union in building our own learning management system, the LMS, where we get all the schedules and classes and grades. So we got an opportunity to actually work with them on the features, how to improve, what not to, add there, and how to make it a better experience for all the students. So I don't think I would have gotten this opportunity anywhere else, while studying, getting an opportunity to build on a platform. So that was a very, very good experience for me.
Okay, so my best experience was winning the MUCG, the Masters Union Consulting Challenge. I am not a consulting person at all, and I don't like that in particular industry, for my own reservations, of course. But then I got to work with some of the best people here who have consulting backgrounds, or say they have a knack for consulting, and it helped me gain a new perspective into how you consult with certain businesses and how do you look at things which are away from the whole finance world. Finance world is very different from how the consulting world works. You have to look at things very qualitatively as well. And that helped me learn a new perspective about how this particular industry functions, and winning the award was the cherry on the cake. So yeah.
Great. That's amazing. We have I'm very happy that all of us have so distinct vivid memories. Not even one was the same. Yeah. The next question is that, what was your kind of reaction, and what did you feel when you first got in, when you got to know that you got in? And, also the other part where how was, like, after getting in, what were the few months like?
Okay, so first of all, when I got in, I was relieved. That was the first reaction. But then again, I was stressed now because I have to convince my parents, both of them who are doctors as well. Ki not only I want to switch my field and career from medical to management, but also I want to join a new age, upcoming tech business management school, which they have not even heard of. So that was a debacle in itself. But I'm glad that I was able to convince them. And the next few months, my friends, I think, they also came to know that I made this decision, and they were supportive, and they also had some reservations initially, but I think I made the correct decision.
So I very clearly remember what happened, like especially a day before the results came out. Like we were supposed to get the results by 10 p.m. And that didn't happen.
Yes,
We were
yeah.
supposed to get it by 12 p.m. That didn't happen. And I went on to be awake the entire night. And by I think 3 a.m. is when I got my
Yeah.
results, and I was just so relieved. I was like, okay, fine. And by every minute, I just really wanted to get into Master Union somehow. And it just happened, and I was really happy. And then the next part was, getting ready to come to the north, come to Gurgaon, moving away from family and all of that. But again, I told my dad about it, and he was very supportive. He went on to read about Master Union, and he just loved the place. So he was like, there is no other place that you should go to. Master Union is the only place you should go to. Don't even consider anything else. And that was very reassuring in a way. And yeah, and then here I am, and till this day, I seriously don't regret this decision ever.
So for me, like you said very correctly, that the offer letter came somewhere 2:33 in the night, and somehow I was awake that day, maybe from the anticipation of actually, waiting for the result. And when I saw the mail on my phone, I was in my bed, and there was just a big sigh of relief. And I do remember that day that I got a good sleep after that. So it was a very nice moment, and I just called up my mom and told her, and then I slept off, and that was it. And I think the month that followed that decision was full of preparation and mentally preparing myself. Some of us took a trip, a pre-MBA trip, to get to know ourselves better, and that was also one of the best decisions, I would say, that I ever took. So yeah, that was it for me.
You got it at 3 a.m. I got it at 1:30. I really had a sigh of relief, and finally I had one good night of sleep after so many months of preparation and all. Like the following months, I was so occupied with the food quest that they had given. I was like, no, I have to engage in this activity, in this interesting competition that Masters Union has announced. And I think the whole Masters Union team kept us so engaged with the whole onboarding process. I spoke to a lot of friends from other B schools who have had that MBA journey. I don't think any MBA college has this onboarding process that is so interactive. Like I think we knew almost each and everyone from the cohort even before actually meeting them on the campus. So yeah, like the whole journey from getting the call letter to coming here on 20th June to finally meeting you guys. Yeah, the whole journey was amazing.
And this person actually won the food quest challenge.
Yeah.
I came last.
So for me also it was really stressful, and I was stressed to a level that I asked my brother to just log in my email ID in his phone and he will check the result, not me. And I checked I got to know about my result 10 a.m. in the next morning. So he was awake, I don't know how, and he saw the result, and in the morning he just told me that just check your mail. Like I know, but just check your mail. And just by looking at him, I knew that it's positive. Like I could see and I could sense. And yeah, I mean, everyone was really relieved and excited and everything. And the following months, I was just completing my notice period. Like I had to do 2 more months of my office. So I was just juggling between office and excitement and how to actually prep myself for the college. But it just went by really quickly out of excitement. So
My MBA, the whole entire basis of this question was a roller coaster ride. I gave CAT in 2021. I got rejected from FMS, right? And I was a little disheartened because I wanted to be in Delhi. So I took a deferment at IIM Ahmedabad. And my parents were not okay with that. They were like, are you out of your mind to leave a college like that people covet so much. And I have always been somebody who's very independent that way, because that's how my childhood has been. So I took it upon myself that no, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to build, and this is the place where I want to build. So I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna land a better college that suits my purpose, and it has to be in a situation at a location where I love to be. So I gave CAT again, and then I was awaiting results from FMS, and I had already given my Masters Union interview. My interview was also very nice. Shubhashi sir took it. He teaches us operations, I believe. And then it's like, what happened was when my father said, "Ki, are you gonna go this time, or are you gonna sit back at home again another year and work for this now if you get rejected?" I said, "I will not get rejected. I have a lot of confidence." That's how my interview went, and that's how it came to be. And then I did not even care to look that other offers are coming or not. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go here. I deposited my fees and everything.
That's amazing. I think I knew one or two of you guys' stories, but today, like, getting to know each and every one is really amazing. And I think, Sneha, your story is also amazing. The thing is that I'm pretty sure that we all must have friends in other B schools, that are now studying. And so how is their experience going? And I'm sure they must have shared something with you. And is there any comparison that you can make? And what can you deduce from that?
Yeah, so recently I went to IIM Kashipur for a sports competition, and there I interacted with some of the friends. So I think they enjoy the campus life perhaps more than what we do, because of we living in Gurgaon and having limited real estate. That is a kind of drawback which people generally expect in their MBA journey, to have a campus life, to play and chill with their friends. But I think other than that aspect, I think we lead on perhaps most of the parameters which are important to select your MBA college, to select your campus. And I think everybody is learning, everybody is working hard towards their goals, and it's a fun place to be here at Masters Union. And we'll make the best of what is available to us. That is the spirit, that is the culture here.
Yeah, I have a few friends at Bangalore, Lucknow, and all of that. So I've been talking to them regularly and asking them about how their journey has been so far. Some of the main things that I want to say to here are, in those campuses, it's very strict. Like, once you have your resume done, they lock your resume, you can't make changes to it. And then everybody has to compulsorily apply to all the companies that come. So it's like very unfair in a way. And over here, it's so flexible. You want something, that's what you came here for. And if only you see an opportunity in that specific space, that's only when you have to apply. And that is very clear for everyone over here. Also, more, I would want to take this opportunity to explain about VIP. So one thing that I've understood is, seeing our seniors, the kind of products that you build during VIP, you tend to learn so much about the industry that you tend to at least get a shot at one of your competitors. So that is something that is even unexplainable. When I told this concept to some of my friends in IIMs, they were so fascinated by it. And they said, yeah, this is actually the right approach to go about it. You need to know about the industry. MBA is something that teaches you a lot of things like marketing, finance, and all of that. But knowing deep down what all of this would mean in a particular industry is what matters the most. And that is the biggest takeaway. And I feel like that is exactly what Masters Union is doing. And I'm very happy that I'm here right now to be able to be a part of it.
So yeah, having friends at different IIMs across the country and also abroad. So I think there are different pros and cons of being here. Like Dr. Ayush said, the infrastructure might be a hindrance, but there are some things that are way better. And in terms of having a differentiated aspect within India, I would say is that no other college till date is a college that actually promotes entrepreneurship in a manner that Masters Union does. And I think the opportunity to do that is absolutely fantastic, because I did not expect, and I'm not somebody of entrepreneurial nature to begin with, but having the chance to do that and to actually dabble into it and see whether you're actually made for it or not is something that I wanted since while I was applying. So that to me is the most important aspect. And there was a point where I went for a case competition to some college, and you won't believe it, but some UG kids came up to me from that college, and they were like, we want to get into Masters Union next year because of this entrepreneurship thing focus that they have. So how can we do that? Do you have any tips and all that? So to me, that was something that was just absolutely amazing for me.
Yeah, so I also have like a few friends in ABC campuses, Nasimuje, and like most of them have already done their MBAs. I think one of the point of differentiations for Masters Union is definitely the practical learnings that we get here. So, like for example, let's talk about the sector that I come from, education. I have like we have two edtech founders in our batch, like except me, and like we regularly get access to people from the industry who have already made a mark in the ecosystem, and the kind of learnings that they impart are are so relevant, especially in this ecosystem, because they have already experienced what works and doesn't work. And I think that learning is clearly reflecting in the wins that our teams are getting in the case competitions, because we come up with more practical solutions, more implementable solutions, rather than just theoretical solutions for the things. I think that is something that most B school students that I know are not getting, and I think we have a sort of an unfair advantage.
Yeah, so when I talk to my friends, the one thing I feel is that it gets very monotonous for them because of like two reasons. I feel one is it's 2-year program for them, and for us it's just 1 year. So we are really motivated, and the amount of work we have to complete in 1 year is a lot to do. So like we're always very on our foot. But when it comes to IIMs and other like colleges that my friends are currently studying in, it's like it's very strict and not flexible, and it's get monotonous, and it's just placements and not anything extra. Like Jovial mentioned that we get to work on entrepreneurship plus studies plus academics and plus extracurricular activities. So we get to work on so many things at one point that it's always very exciting and it's always very new things to explore. But for them, sadly, it's just academics and it's just placement. So yeah.
So yeah, like summarizing points taken from you and my own thinking, I think B school in its essence should be business schools for real and not job school, right? I mean, placements and everything, sure, it should be a important part of your evaluation. But then at the end of the day, B school in its essence means that you should have the spirit of entrepreneurship and going out to build things rather than accommodating yourselves to a particular already established environment, right? And I think Masters Union that way had a very differentiation factor, that you get to interact with people who've built businesses. You're able to do it yourself. It's a part of your curriculum, right? You're graded on that, so that adds an added incentive for you to like really do it seriously instead for the sake of it. Then yeah, I mean, I have so many friends across all campuses because I used to prepare with them. I used to take their interviews. They used to take my interviews when we were doing mock interviews for other colleges. So yeah, like when I discuss with them, they say that you guys have something different that we don't, which is what all of you combined said that. And yeah, like I feel that building from here, we would have more things that we would have an unfair advantage when it comes to graduating out of B schools.
Yeah, very true. I think all of your points was on point, I would say. The next question is, what is it like, we must have met a lot of other B school students through case competitions and other stuff similar to that, the sports fairs that you mentioned. So what is it like, meeting other B school students, and how is the experience overall?
I think the first thing which the majority of the people, majority of other B schools students ask us is about the placements, and what is the secret to this placement success, and how in this short span of 3 to 4 years, we have risen to have one of the highest placements in the country. And I think overall, it's a positive image of how we portray ourselves. And when we go on and win competitions at other schools, it creates that benchmark. Because since it's such a new and upcoming college, we have not been everywhere. People still don't know about us. So I think how we go on and how our conduct is, and when we win things, it sets a very strong benchmark for the next cohort. And it's a very strong foundation which is already being built. And I think this brand equity of Masters Union will continue to rise as we in the next in very recent future, I think.
Say, my experiences have lately been really good actually. I mean, nobody's really skeptical about what goes on over here. Nobody asks me exactly about if the placements are true or all of that. But I'll tell you one example wherein recently we went to IIM Ahmedabad, and again over there half the crowd were just people from our batch,
I
our
was
cohort.
there.
Yeah, so it was like 35 of us and some 70-80 students overall. So yeah, there was this student from IIM Ahmedabad. He had approached me and he told me, "Are you from Masters Union?" Like, he didn't ask me which college I was from. He just asked me, "Are you from Masters Union?" Because every other person is from Masters Union over here in their campus. So that itself is, testament enough that, we are making a mark, a very positive mark, that too. So I've had the best experiences talking to people. They're all very excited about what is going on in Masters Union, and they significantly, like, they really want to be a part of this course. That's the kind of feeling that I've got by talking to them.
Yeah, I think a very similar experience for me, having gone to IIM and other similar colleges. So I think interacting with other B school students was very interesting, because what I saw was that while they were very academically smart, all kudos to them for that. But how I saw my cohort being different from them was that not only we were academically smart, but at the same time we were very good at other things, such as, that having that very strong spirit of whether it's entrepreneurship or whether it's sports or something as simple as a case comp. So, and that is why, like Jovial said, we won a lot of the majority of the case comps. We only won, and Masters Union was in either the first or second or third position. And I think that is what differentiated us in front of other B school students.
Yeah, I didn't participate in a lot of case competitions, but recently Masters Union organized a case union, which is our first array of case competitions, where I think he had around 9 to 10 academic clubs hosting case competitions. And we got to interact with a lot of people from IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi, several IIMs, IMT Ghaziabad and all. And yeah, I could clearly see the difference of approach, through their decks and through the presentations. And I think we have a certain edge when it comes to the practical aspect, like I mentioned earlier in the conversation, that the solutions that Masters Union students come up with are more implementable in the practical world, and that difference was clearly visible. Kudos to the academic knowledge, but I think the practicality of solutions also matters, and this is where Masters Union and its two cohort members have an edge.
Also, I think the tech comes in, so the tech focus, what we are exposed to, and the amount of tech we use on a day-to-day basis.
Exactly.
I think it's higher than what normal MBA colleges use and promote to use.
In fact, I wanted to add to that.
Yeah.
I've learned more coding than I've done in my engineering, because I was mechanical. I was not any of the
Yeah.
circuit branches. So I learned more of, R programming, Python, and data query, SQL, and all of that over here. That's really impressive, right? No other B school does that, I'm pretty sure.
I think we learned all that in the first 2 months of the curriculum itself.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, adding on to Yash's point, I actually got compliments from other colleges. They're saying that our decks are really nice in a way that we have added concepts that we have learned in just 3-4 months of the college, and the concepts that they learn after after a year. So that's really a good, and it gives an edge that we are actually using the concepts during presentation and during giving practical solution, like you said.
Yeah.
Plus, I have seen the presentations, the way our students are presenting, their communication skills, their approach in finding the solution, and the overall structured thinking that they use while presenting is just something really, really nice and differentiating.
Yeah, so my experience talking to other people has been largely around the fact that the flexibility is very limited in other colleges when it comes to placements or anything. The structure is very different there. We have a lot of flexibility here to choose what we want to do, whether we want to go there or not. We have a different system here altogether that eliminates a little bit of biasness when it comes to other colleges, because you then have placement committee members who act on a different tangent when it comes to the entire cohort. Here, the system is very different. It's relatively more transparent, I believe. It's also very flexible. You have the freedom to know more, ask more, and then apply. You don't have to follow what everybody else is doing here. So when people have heard about all of this, even from me, because they see me what I do, they've also interacted with other members from the cohort, I believe. So they feel that we lack that kind of space and freedom that you guys usually have here. So yeah, like I think that's a very differentiating factor which I constantly get reminded or say talked about with.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think how each and every one of us have had a very different experience with B school students is really points to the fact how Masters Union differentiates from other colleges. Now, the next question is about our journey at MU and whether have we found an edge here in our time, and or perhaps we have actually enhanced a superpower while being here.
The journey so far has been very enriching, and the experiences, the environment promotes you to continuously, as Neha mentioned, to be on your foot, to be on your toes, always be hustling. You have something always which is coming up. There's a deadline tonight. There's a deadline day after tomorrow. There's a deadline tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and so on. It's a never-ending process. You have to maintain your energy. You have to remain at the same time. You have to remain focused, and you have to prioritize what things you are actually interested in, and what are the things which you just have to do. And I think, as we mentioned previously, the tech focus has been incredible. Before coming here, I had heard about ChatGPT but never opened it. Now it's a tab which is always open in my laptop. I was always interested in blockchain and Web3, but after coming here, because the college, the environment allows me to explore it more. I'm taking it up at the VIP level, which is allowing me to deep dive further and to maybe practically even build a practical viable product out of it. In that sense, where I walked into this college, not exactly expecting I'll build something of my own, but if the environment leads me to that situation, why not make the best of it? And this is what is being promoted here. Everybody, from our director to the founder, everybody is involved. Everybody is very promotive of whatever ideas you have. They help you to validate your ideas before you try things, so that it saves you the time and the resources. And I think, but the most incredible thing I think what I have found here is our batchmate, our cohort, incredibly diverse batch. I think it's a superpower which is not, we are not realizing it now, but maybe 10-15 years down the line, when we have people at positions of power and the network is strong, I think we'll realize it.
So more than the edge, I feel like the belief that I have after coming to Masters Union is that anything can be scaled. Like tomorrow, if I move out of here as a product manager or even as a consultant, and on the side, if I do something like even as small as dropshipping, when I sell candles or some snack or something like that, if I do the right branding, if I do the right positioning, if I do the right pricing, and if I have a digital presence, I feel like I could earn way more than what a consultant or a product manager would earn. And that's the belief that Masters Union has given me, like the ability to scale anything. And initially, before coming here, I thought that it was only something that people with contacts or influence or money could do. But now I feel any one of us can do. And that's the kind of, belief that Masters Union instills in me.
Talking about edge, I would say that I don't know if it is an edge, but what I think I gained in the past year was, enhancing my own knowledge and interest in sustainability and climate. So I was always, passionate about the field. But after coming here and becoming a part of the in-house Masters Union club, which is, focused on sustainability and climate. So there I got to know that, that climate or sustainability is not just a fad or something that you kind of, put it on a pedestal. It's something that you can actually even build your career in. And that is what I'm hoping for at the end of the day. And I think Masters Union helped me kind of envision that, because before this, I honestly thought that while I'm passionate about it, I might not be able to ever build a career in it. But now that I'm, now that I got to interact with so many people, like just few days back, there was a woman panelist of, Harvard woman, in fact, in climate and investing. So meeting with people like these, they kind of instilled in me the fact that, a career in sustainability is actually possible, and the industry is growing at a very fast rate, and it's like jumping on a growing trend. So, that is something I would say that I kind of found my edge in.
So I would say that like before joining Masters Union, I followed a very traditional approach to business and coming up with solutions and all. Uh, like ever since I've come here, like everyone told me that in a 1 year MBA, you either compromise on your sleep or on your academics or on the parties or we term as networking. So yeah, so obviously like the 1 year MBA pushes you to your limits, and you tend to get acclimatized to the whole work life balance and pressure, all those things. Obviously, yeah, it will increase your efficiency. But secondly, I think for me, it was the course actually motivated me to embrace technology as a part of my productivity. The same work that I was doing in my previous ventures, let's say by working 12, 14 hours a day, I can easily do now for like 3, 4 hours. And just like what Jovial said, I like after working for all day, like 8, 9 hours in a job, I can always do some side hustle. And like tech enables me to do that. And I think the course has, encouraged me to embrace tech in a way that it's more, it empowers me in like multiple ways that even I couldn't imagine. For all those naysayers for the fourth revolution that, AI may take the jobs, trust me, like after being here, I think AI will enhance my job rather than take it away.
So for me, I feel an edge that Masters Union has given me is my ability to multitask now. So I believe I can get into different fields, for example, product management because of the fellowship, sales and marketing because of my dropshipping experience, consulting because of the MSCG project, and also like entrepreneurship because of VIP. And I have experienced and I've like realized my ability of doing so many things just because of Masters Union and my exposure to so many things simultaneously. So I guess that's an edge that I will take with me forever, like in my career, even 5 years down the line. So yeah.
Okay, so let's just say my edge versus what I had before and that I get now here is that I've been able to be more clear in what to do with my time, and that I don't have to like satisfy KPIs to get on with my month on month and whatever I want to do as personal goals, right? I've been able to basically manage my academics in the way I want to do it. I get to choose what I want to study and I can leave out what I don't want to study. I can basically build on whatever I had built before. And that in that way, I don't think that flexibility everybody gets. And trust me, you would know better when you have the freedom of time to think and think more intrinsically in a way that, oh, this would lead to this, and that you don't have to do this to get there. Trust me, that's a very surreal feeling that you get to minimize doing things that are not actually required.
That's fantastic, guys. I think that was it for the questions that we had for today. Any final thoughts you would like to share on, the reality of Masters Union as compared to other B schools? Because that is something that we've been asked very frequently, the reality, so to say.
Yeah.
The success of Masters Union, I think, comes from the fact that it was able to attract the correct kind of people. And the success will continue as it keeps attracting the top talents of our country, and which we are sure there's abundance of talent which might not end up at IIMs but still are talented enough to do as well as anyone in the country, because I don't think marks exactly determine the kind of life or the kind of work you'll go on to do in the next 10-15 years. And for that very fact, I chose to join Masters Union rather than giving the exam the next year or joining some other college. So I think Masters Union application process is also a very interesting it's a journey on its own. And I think it's a very forgiving one, because even if you have done something wrong, but if you are passionate and if you are willing to learn and correct your mistakes, it will take you in. So I think spending time on the application process is a very important aspect of getting into Masters Union if you aspire to be here. And that is it, I think, for me. Thank you.
I think the reality of Masters Union is that I don't think we're spoon-fed here a lot of things, and we actually, like, for anybody who would want to get into Masters Union in the future, so for them, I think, and that's something that I tell anybody who messages me over LinkedIn or otherwise, is that you have to be of a bit of a hustle mindset and of continuously doing and improving and learning, rather than being spoon-fed the job, the the academics perhaps or anything else. So you have to really be a go-getter and like really. So because things are not very set up here, like they're not perfect, and that is a good thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because here then you get to experiment and you get to enhance your own learning. Like here we have had changes in courses mid-term, in the middle of the terms, because we felt that it did not align, or perhaps we have actually asked the Masters Union team for a course that all of us align with, and they have actually made that come true. So having that kind of setup is, for me, has been amazing. So if you are of that kind who can hustle, who wants to perhaps build something, or if not that, but if you are somebody who really wants to learn and get out of your comfort zone, Masters Union is the place.
So for me, like there's this phrase in Hindi, "Ek aur ek gyara," right? So it's like when you interact with someone who you align with, and so the cumulative output of your collective work is like exponentially high. So I think the superpower of Masters Union is the cohort, right? Like you guys having interacted with you for the last 7 months, and the whole peer learning experience that I've had. I've had a lot of Ek aur ek gyara moments with you guys. Like I can say with Doctor, with you Ashna, and you Sneha. Like having discussed solutions with you, having done assignments with you together, that too, like with absolute paucity of time and coming up with such beautiful solutions. I think the whole, like along with the whole academic and like career prep and all the outclass elements of Masters Union, for me, the most important aspect of learning was the peer learning. I absolutely loved what I could learn from your experiences, and I hope I contributed to your learning as well.
That's so sweet. So my final thought is actually encouraging people to take risk, because I took the risk when I decided to join a Masters Union, and like not going after the IIMs tag, because that is important. But like this is the time to actually take risk and experiment with things that are so different and modern and like future oriented, because focusing on tech, focusing on peer learning, focusing on industry experts, learning from them is something that you might not get after this. Like this is actually the time to experiment yourself and to push yourself to do things that are very different and that can actually help you improve in your career 5 years down the line.
My parting thoughts would be that I mean, it's an advice to everybody who gets to see this. So let's just say that it's better for you to be at a place that allows you to think and do what you want versus, oh, this is written, so you have to do it. Because trust me, when you're able to sit down and think more and then you work on that, the results are way, way better than you doing something that has been communicated to you via some channel. Right? And trust me, great leaders in this world, they wanted to build something bigger for themselves and for the larger world out there. And trust me, they would have given a lot more time thinking versus doing something that was told to them. Like that's how you cause disruption, or you create a space for yourself.
So yeah, just to reiterate on what Sneha and Ashna said, I feel like this place is for hustlers. Like the kind of work ethic that the different people over here I've met across are, like really incredible. And it's really a, extremely good experience to work with people like that. And an MBA shouldn't be just what you did before coming to an MBA. It should be what you did during the MBA course. And that's the kind of opportunity that Masters Union gives you. And that really goes for people who have really good work ethic. And that is why I feel like we should take that risk and come here. And I'm extremely glad that I took that risk and came to Masters Union to be able to sit here with all of you guys today.
We're extremely glad that you're here.
Yeah. Just to add to your point, I don't know if you remember this, on the orientation day, one of the masters talked about the lifelong, having a learning attitude and being a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
I think this place has inculcated that in us because, just like hustlers, hustlers also need to learn every day in order to become better hustlers, tomorrow.
And there's that ability to learn, to forget, and then to relearn.
Yeah.
So it's a continuously evolving process.
Salute.
Yeah.
That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
And
for inviting us.
now you guys can go home, come back tomorrow again.
Dinner is on you.
That's a
Sorry.
pretty-